Welcome to the show.
All right.
China.
So speaking of China, WWDC Apple happened.
You know what's made in China, Ali?
Everything.
Everything Apple.
Everything, including everything that Apple makes. So, on Monday, we had WWDC, which is Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference. It happens once a year in June. It was actually where the original iPhone was first announced.
Wow.
So
Really? Everything would have been announced here that came out of Apple, right? At some point.
Not necessarily.
It's not their normal one though. It's not their like.
It's not a keynote.
Well, this is the big one, and then after 2 years, iPhone got its own event now, which happens in September because it works much better with holiday times and selling more phones.
Right.
But this year was a big year, so lots and lots of things happened. Lots of new software was released. Lots of new hardware was released. But I've just got 5 things that I want to pick. My top 5 picks, and I want to hear what your thoughts are.
Yates top 5.
On my top 5. Okay, number 1.
Top 5.
My top 5.
My top 5 on top 5.
Number 1. Ali, don't you love Amazon Prime?
I just got back into American Gods. Jeez, that show gets boringer and boringer.
I thought it was amazing.
It is.
getting better
It's
and
so
better.
good. I just can't stay awake in it. I'm like, this is so beautiful.
But how awkward is it to watch Amazon Prime when the only way to do it is on your computer?
Yeah, it's so annoying.
You can't watch it on your TV.
You can watch it on your phone.
Well, now you can.
Well, you could watch it on your phone.
Amazon Prime is now on Apple TV.
But now you can.
Wow, is it on the PlayStation?
No. Really, there's only one reason to get Amazon Prime, and it's the Grand Tour.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it was the first time where you could clearly tell that Apple was being paid to say the word Amazon Prime like 10 times.
No. Last year they did the Mario thing where they got Miyamoto and everything.
Yeah, that was a big thing. But like the whole announcement was, we now have Amazon Prime on Apple TV. Everybody
Prime.
go watch Amazon Prime.
And the whole world gave a collective, why didn't you do that 2 years ago?
And the other half said, we don't care.
Yeah.
So that's number 1. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. How many people watch Amazon Prime?
About 40.
A lot more in America would.
True. Amazon's everything in America.
They have a show called
American Gods?
You know, there's one more that people watch, but
The racing one?
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
See, that's how good it is.
You
not
just
the
said
Grand
it
Tour?
before.
The Grand Tour?
No, not the Grand Tour.
Another one.
There's another one.
Man
Anyways.
Castle?
Man,
They actually-
Yeah, that's what, Man in the High Castle.
That's not theirs, but they have a lot of star shows.
They have that.
Yeah.
Number 2. Every single Mac and MacBook was updated.
Hang on. My MacBook?
Every single one
The one in my room?
that they sell.
Mine hasn't been updated yet.
Not yours, Chris. So Apple has been criticized as of recently for not updating their computers. So if you go on their Apple website a week ago and you looked up their very most expensive computer, it was 3 years out of date.
Yeah, the iMac's been very outdated.
The iMac, the Mac Pro, which is the flagship computer,
The trash can.
the trash can thing,
Yeah.
little black thing.
It looks like R2D2.
Yeah,
You probably forgot it because nobody bought it.
because it was so overpriced.
Yeah, and everyone who used it said it didn't function well.
I've seen a few in the wild. I've used one.
I've heard it's like to plug it into anything is just like so annoying.
It's a bit annoying.
It has terrible inputs and outputs.
Why are you going to defend the ridiculous things?
I'm just saying I've used it. I didn't say it was good.
And now we have a new iMac Pro.
Is that this thing?
Yes, so it has a 5K display and it's black.
I would have said
Goodness.
dark silver.
I'm just kidding, it's space grey.
Right, sorry.
Space grey.
Is this another bloody rose gold thing?
Oh my god.
Jono, the phone in your hand is space grey.
Is it?
Yep, it's that colour.
Ah.
That one there.
What colour is this?
That one is gold.
Rose gold, isn't it?
No, it's just normal gold.
Mine is... Keep going.
Oh, we're doing this? Okay, mine is matte black. What's
And
yours,
if you
Ali?
at home want to
This
check
didn't- this didn't
the
need to
colour
be
of your
gold or rose
phone,
gold?
That's
Didn't need
normal
to be a
gold.
thing at all.
you can.
This didn't need to be a thing at all.
Nope, not at all. So the iMac Pro's been released now. It's really, really fast.
How fast?
It has 12 cores.
How many teraflops?
How many
12
floppies
cores.
has it got?
Lots and lots of teraflops. 128 gigabytes of RAM.
It's a lot of
Nice.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get an 8-core, 10-core, or 12 cores.
How much is that?
RAM. How much does it cost?
Starts at 5,000. Where it ends, we don't know. So the
The
5,000
sky's the limit.
The 5,000 is for the 8 core. So I'm guessing the 12 core is going to be like in the 10s.
5,000 for 8 cores.
Yep.
How many cores in yours?
I can't remember.
I think I've got one.
How many cores in my MacBook Pro?
My iMac
Probably
is
2.
maxed out for a year
That's
ago.
probably 4, right?
I think it's quad core.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
They're
we go.
probably
4.
quad cores.
So 12, and that's a lot. Lots of cores.
a lot of cores.
Yeah, of all the things that excited me, that was the thing that excited me the most.
It looked so good.
What are the cores?
That many cores with 128
Gigs of
gigs
RAM.
of RAM, that's a lot.
It
That's
is.
awesome.
Is that a gaming machine?
It's all for VR.
Can be.
Hmm.
Yeah, so one of the biggest thing of them releasing the iMac Pro was that you can now... The way they phrase it, it wasn't that you could buy it and then use it for VR. It's more that you can use it to develop VR.
Ooh.
So that's the way they sort of worded it very carefully. They didn't say you can buy a HTC Vive and use it with your iMac.
Yeah, they're so behind in this. And
Yeah.
they haven't seemed to partner with anyone.
Yeah, and they basically said you can use it to develop VR content.
So so Microsoft is all Oculus,
Oculus
and the Vive,
Rift,
and
yep.
PlayStation VR is PlayStation VR.
is
That's its
amazing.
own thing.
Yeah,
and
Samsung have their Gear VR.
yeah, and none of it works with Mac. I don't think.
Nah,
Oh, that's
nothing.
pretty bad.
No VR.
So you're alienating all the existing users.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did demo a HTC Vive with the iMac Pro.
Yeah,
But it seems more use it to develop the VR content, not to actually play it.
yeah, because the problem is they haven't updated their computers in so bloody long.
Yep.
None of all the VR is the past few years, so
Mm.
it just didn't incorporate it.
You need a very, very good graphics card to run anything VR.
Yeah.
It needs to be like high end.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it's good.
Can you plug it into your Apple car? Is that still a thing?
I don't know what to say because
Is that still a thing?
you got me. I think they are working on one.
I
to be
don't think
honest.
they announced it though.
They didn't announce it,
Right.
but I think they've pivoted as you do in the Silicon Valley, and now they're working on car software,
It's like a waltz.
not an actual car.
Ah.
Was that number 2?
No,
That was number 1.
no, this is just rumors.
No, I mean,
We're at number 2. Number 3. One of the best, I think, features in the new iOS 11, which will be coming out in September, is do not disturb while driving.
Ooh, yeah, I read that one.
Yep.
That sounds super annoying.
Yep. Do you know what the most popular phrase in Silicon Valley is right now that no one understands? Machine learning. What does that mean?
That
Means
means
machines are learning.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificialist.
means using lots of data to train an algorithm.
Exactly.
Solution.
Like
So-
YouTube.
Apple will... The iPhones are going to figure out when we're driving, and it's going to ask us to turn on Do Not Disturb while driving.
Just
while
like,
I'm driving? Is it going to ask me that while I'm driving?
It actually is going to ask you the first time, after you update the phone, the first
Okay.
time you get out of the car after you've driven.
Ah.
Or been a passenger, I guess, because how is it going to know?
just like
Or a
driving
train.
How
Driving
is it
mode.
going to know?
Or a bus.
Great question.
Because that was Pokemon Go, right? When you were driving, it said
You're
can't
going too
play
fast.
Pokemon Go.
And then you said, piss off.
And then you're like trying to press a button while driving.
That's right,
Made
yeah.
it even worse.
So,
I assume they got something better than that.
one thing that was interesting was basically if somebody texts me while I'm driving and I have this feature on, my iPhone will respond automatically and it will say, I am driving. If it is urgent, reply with urgent.
That is nice, actually.
Can I like change that message?
And then if the other person
driving,
replies,
yo.
I'm driving, yo.
I'm rolling.
And 20 emoticons.
I'm rolling on these dubs.
and if you reply with that word, then it will let that notification
If
come
you can
through.
reply with a picture message, geez, that would be incredible. It's just a picture of you driving. Like, what's up?
I'm always going to reply urgent.
Exactly.
Send my
Who
face.
is not going to do that? Everybody's going to do that.
And then it's going to learn to not let
Yeah.
no one through.
Siri's going to be like, do you want me to block this number?
No, it's super urgent.
And that's in a new voice, right? She got a new voice?
Siri got a new voice.
What?
You know what? A lot of people don't realize that Siri is a man to a lot of people.
Shut up.
Every single person in the UK thinks Siri is a man.
No.
Yeah, because if you change the accent to UK, it's a dude.
All right. Okay.
Siri is a butler.
I don't have Siri.
It's some guy.
Did you not know that?
Can you do this? Hey Siri. Oh, Siri, I'm on airplane mode.
Siri, are you a woman?
Don't let my voice fool you. I don't have a gender.
There you go.
There you go. Siri doesn't have a gender. Ambiguous.
Voice
Gender-
control. Are you a woman?
Multiple
So we've got a long way to go in voice control, obviously. Okay, so another update to iOS 11. You can now send people money through iMessages.
What?
You know how annoying it is when you're like, hey, can you shout me lunch? I'll send you money.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's your BS?
Never do.
And you're like, what's your BSB number? Oh, don't worry about it. You can now just say, just text it to me.
Where does it go? My bank account?
Yeah. So
Sounds unsecure.
It's done through Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to have Apple Pay connected.
Which Australia
Yes.
doesn't have, right?
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Yep. I have Apple Pay. Look at this.
Commonwealth Bank.
Credit card.
Commonwealth Bank, you can text stuff to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
through
it's-
the net
Yeah,
bank.
that's right, through the net bank. So it's sort of similar thing. Snapchat actually did it a few years back as well. But yeah, you can send each other money.
Snapchat did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Snapchat's crashing, I heard.
How did Snapchat, what, through Apple Pay as well?
No, just with their own thing.
They have their own thing?
Send me some yarn.
Is that really?
Westpac has its own thing as well, where it's actually a Westpac keyboard that actually works crazy well.
Is it just dollars?
No, it's
Dollar signs, y'all.
see that? It says
Yeah.
Westpac button.
Wow.
You know,
Whoa, that's incredible.
that actually works really well. That's why when I heard this, I'm like, yeah, I've already got this. Yeah.
No, I can't send
You
money.
need my fingerprint, bro.
Ah, dang it. Can't send me money. So yeah, that's cool. And last but not least, pick number five. Apple's new hardware. They released the Apple HomePod.
Oh, this was so crap. How did this make your list? This thing proper sucks.
It's the only new product they announced.
And they did it last too, like it was something interesting.
They did it last because they
Ali's
said the
proper
best till
angry
last.
that
Okay,
it's on
Ali,
your
let
list.
me. Okay, Ali, you're coming into this.
Sell it to me.
Okay,
It's
so
a revolution.
it's because you're coming into it without knowing what it's supposed to be. So
Sounds like a speaker.
the reason is because we live in Australia.
We do.
We don't have Amazon Echo.
Yeah.
We don't even have Amazon.com.
Which this isn't.
We don't have
It is.
Microsoft Cortana.
We don't have Google Home. Now, if you had all these things, it would be a normal product too because they've been released for the last few years. So the Google HomePod is an Amazon Echo with a very, very good speaker. But I think because Siri is not as good as Alexa is, they've sold it as a music device.
Which is exactly the thing wrong with it. It's like, here's something that's kind of like things that are way better than it.
That's what
Well,
they
no.
did with Apple Maps.
Well,
like,
no,
we
because
need to do the thing that our competitors are doing.
The
so
way
we'll
they
just
sold
do
it,
half-assed.
and you know what? It was actually, I think, probably the first time, or they do this not often, where they name other products that it's better than. So when they announced this product, they said, hey, look at these two products. And they had a Sonos, which is a really good, like, high-fidelity audio system, Bluetooth, but doesn't have voice control. And then they had the Amazon Echo. And they said Amazon Echo is awesome because it understands what you want to say. You can ask it to set timers. You can ask it, directions or the weather. But it has a really crap speaker. And then they said the Sonos has a really great speaker, but there's no voice command.
That's so deceptive.
And then they said, here's the Apple HomePod, which has the best of both.
Does it have the best of both? Is it as good? Does it sound as good as the Sonos?
The speaker, which I haven't heard, they say is actually really good.
And it senses where it is in the room, so it can give you better sound.
It senses where
It
it is
does,
in the
yeah.
room.
Everything you
Senses
just
how
said
big
without a
the room
sarcastic voice.
Does it like echolocate itself?
That's
No,
exactly
that's
what it
exactly what it does. It does.
It's like a bat.
Yeah, it locates the room, and then I think it basically shoots different amounts of sound to that
Batman
direction.
would love these.
And what does
Batman
it-
would hack into all of them so he could find someone he needs to find.
Oh, wow.
And what does it do with all this amazing technology? It plays music.
Don't you love music?
Sweet.
Hang on.
We haven't had that for 30 freaking years.
What
Actually,
does it-
probably longer than that.
What does it do?
Okay, so Siri is built into it. Okay, it has a little Siri thing on the top. I think because Siri is not as good as all the competitors, for example, Cortana, Google Assistant, Alexa,
Is it really not as good?
they're all so much better than Siri.
I haven't tried the others. So I
What do
can't
they
say.
do better?
They can hear you much better.
Ah.
So you can be in another room and say, "Hey Alexa, what time is it?" Just like that, and
Right.
and it'll understand you and
Okay.
reply.
But what's the point of having Siri in your living room? What's she going to do?
Play music.
What if you're wondering what the weather's like tomorrow?
Don't you want to be that cool
I'll look
dude
out the
comes,
window.
who comes home from his cool job and like gets into his house and just goes, "Hey Siri, play that cool song that everyone thinks
Yeah.
is really cool."
Or you bring that girl home and you're like, "Hey Siri, play some sexy music."
You can be like Hitch.
Hey Siri, turn down the lights. Oh wait, you can't do that like every other thing.
Yes, it
does.
can.
Does it?
Yep. So that's the biggest thing
Well, there
about
you go.
this. The
It didn't- I
HomePod
didn't see that part.
connects to Google Home. Sorry,
To
not
Google Home.
To Apple Home.
What's that?
It's
I wish
an
it
app on
connected
your
to
phone.
Google Home.
So yeah, it does have smart home
Well, that's good.
control. So hey Siri, turn the lights down. Hey Siri, open the garage door. Hey Siri, Turn all the lights off.
Hey Siri, open the pod bay doors.
Yeah, seriously. Wait, how could... I feel like that would not work at my home.
No, it wouldn't, Chris.
Can I ask a question?
Ask me, Ali.
Why don't we have this stuff in Australia?
NBN.
The biggest problem is that Amazon doesn't own this market, because everything that Amazon do is the end result for them is for you to buy something from Amazon.com. Because we don't have Amazon.com where you can buy things like toilet paper or batteries or iPhones or literally everything.
And then drones fly it too.
Yeah, drones fly to you, literally.
Do they?
Yeah,
It has to be small.
in San Fran.
Have
yeah.
they started doing that?
Yeah, in San Fran. They
Oh.
do. Because we don't have that, there's no reason for them to release all these other products
So
here.
you could be like, hey Alexa, I need toilet paper.
Yep, it'll order
Buy
for
it.
you. Yep.
And then it comes to the window and you're like...
So you have to have like a landing pad for it?
It's got pickup areas, I think.
When it first came out, there was a whole article about it because a little girl was talking to Alexa back and forth, and through the parents' account, she ordered herself a dollhouse, and it just showed up at the door
Yeah.
because she said, "Hey Alexa, can you get me a dollhouse?"
And they're like, hey Alexa, don't listen to her anymore.
yeah, exactly.
And then there's been a lot of things where YouTube videos will say something, Alexa, and then because they're listening to it,
I
the
mean,
house will
if
hear
people have the Amazon Echo and they just watch this video on loudspeaker, it would be going off every second.
Alexa, subscribe to our podcast.
Subscribe to group settings.
it. Yeah, you
It
should
doesn't know
probably
what your podcast
You
is.
should really probably word that better.
You know
It's
when
smart. It knows what they're listening to.
you know when the Xbox Connect first came out, everyone on the podcast was saying, "Xbox, turn off."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Good one.
Classic app.
That's it for Apple. The HomePod is coming out
When do I get a new
now-ish.
phone?
You get a new phone in September, Chris.
All right.